All right, what's going on, boys? It's Keg and Coop back for another NASCAR Cup Series video breakdown. This week, it's the Tricky Triangle, Pocono, for the M&M Fan Appreciation 400. As always, I got my guy Coop here, and we're going to break it down, talk some bets, see if we could find some angles before the baseball show starts later on, and away we go. What's going on, my friend?
Not much, man. Just waiting for this race to start. Hoping that there's no rain that comes through like Friday afternoon. So,
what do you think? You think we'll get it in, or are you worried?
Oh, I'm not worried. I mean, but it's summer and it's hot and thunderstorms pop up.
So all my pre-race looks in the truck race and Xfinity race shit the bed. I had 3 of them in the end, but I was able to make money live. You had a great call yesterday in the Discord on Graxon 9-1 pre-race, which was awesome. I got him closer to 5-1, but great call by you. Fun couple races.
Did you get on Barry over Custer?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't. I think by that time when you told me, I think that number was long. That number was probably long gone.
Like when I posted it, it was -110, and like 10 minutes later, it went to -120, and then an hour later, -125, and I think it ended at -145.
All right, so here we go again. Another flat track. The only difference is this is a 2-mile track. It's huge, and it takes a while to get around this track. And one thing I will say about this track is the best car does not always win the race. Last year, Coop and I got on Kyle Busch at the end of the race at a phenomenal number. It was like 20-1 or 15-1, somewhere around there, because we knew it was at 20. We knew he was going to be the only car that was going to make it on gas when they just started dying one by one, rolling to their death. And Kyle Busch made it through. So the best car does not always win the race here. Strategy definitely comes into play. It came into play yesterday. Noah Gragson, first car to take 4 tires on the last pit stop, drove through the field like butter. How Gibbs was that good on him for that long with no tires is beyond me, but it was amazing. The last 20 laps of that Xfinity race is the best sweat in sports betting. There is no better sweat in the world. But
what they did was incredible, man.
It was an absolutely
clean, and
it was so good, bro. It was so good. All right, so overall thoughts, Coop. Another flat track. We have Loudon.
I hate to bring it up, but last year we had that doubleheader at Pocono, and we got the Kyle Busch home at 20-1, but the day before, we lost that Kyle Larson on the last lap.
Oh my! That was the track.
Yeah.
The final turn of the last lap. That's right. Yeah. But you know what? We made it right by Sunday, and that's all that counts. So yeah, another flat track. I said to myself coming into this week, that I thought Ford was basically a total fade, and that ended up coming to fruition, I think, in practice and for the most part in qualifying. And I thought that the cars that were good, I guess you could take Phoenix and Richmond into consideration, but I thought that the cars that ran well last week would probably run well this week. And here we go again. Toyota and Chevy, one of those cars today are going to win the race, I feel, unless strategy comes into play, Coop. I mean, Joe Gibbs and a few Chevys are really good. Really good today. I think they'll be. So what do you think? Overall thoughts about the race?
Yeah, I think I look at it like this. The winner is going to come from a driver starting in the top 11, minus Kyle Busch. And you could possibly throw Chastain in there.
All right, so can I tell you,
driver.
I want to run this by you. I put 6 drivers in a group because I'm going through my notes as we do this show. My 6 drivers that I thought were a cut above probably that had the best chance were Busch, Hamlin, Marty, Bell, Chastain, and Bubba. 7 drivers. I think Chastain might be the only car that can come from the back. And Denny. Denny went to the rear too, didn't he?
No, he's starting up front.
Oh, he's starting still on the pole or in the front row. All right, yeah. So, but I think Chastain could probably has a whip that could drive past a lot of cars today. But those were the 7 drivers that I thought were a cut above, and then everybody else underneath them. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I think you could put Suarez in there.
Danny boy. Yeah, he showed speed. He showed speed for sure. All right, so I guess we could just roll. Now, you have a bet pre-race on Bubba at 40-1, right? And then
Right.
I bet him top 5 at 4.5-1 because he finished 3rd last week, looked great, right? So, what did you also bet him top 5 and top 10?
Yeah. I got
Okay,
top 10 minus 110. You could get it at FanDuel at minus 120, but that number's long gone.
Okay. All right. So you're now, other than that, though, you finally, from what I understand, you finally you came around to the best car the last 6 weeks. You bet Chase pre-race, right?
No, I didn't.
I thought you did. I thought you said you were going to pull the trigger.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right. So I have not. That's the only outright that you bet.
Yeah, Bubba.
Okay. I haven't bet an outright yet. I've only bet that top 5 so far. So far, those are my only bets that I've made so far, right? But just going through the odds, it's very hard. Do I think that Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin have an excellent chance to win the race? I do. Coop does too, I'm sure. But man, 5.5-1 that's a tough ask. That's a tough ask. Like you didn't consider getting on any of them at 5.5-1, did you?
No, I didn't get any of the top 4 drivers.
All right, so going past that, Larson and Elliott at 6.
Because I mean, look what happened to Zane Smith. That could happen to Denny Hamlin. Look what happened to Allgaier. That could happen to Kyle Busch. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen.
100% agree with that.
I mean, people are basing their information off of 5 laps that were consecutively run in practice.
And if we're being fair,
history in a car they didn't even run on.
There were 21 cars that didn't even run 5 consecutive laps.
Right.
So I mean, everybody's flying blind. We have no idea how strong these cars will be on the long run at all. And half the cars didn't even run 5 consecutive laps. So, I totally agree with you. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott, they're both 6-1. Listen, I think that Chase Elliott's live to win this race. I mean, you're an idiot if you don't think that at this point. I mean, he has shown right now his car has been really, really good. And another week, you expect Kyle Larson to run better than probably the public thinks?
I think the public thinks he's going to run pretty well today. Kyle Larson's had some good track history here, so that's putting them toward him. I don't think there's a race this year where Kyle Larson's shown winning speed. He won that one race, but I mean, that was because of his 2-tire pit stop. So, that's my issue with Kyle Larson. My thing with Kyle Larson is, if he does get the lead, it could be tough to get away from him. But, how's he going to get that lead? Because I don't know if he has that fast of a car to pass,
Right. All right. So now we get to the section of the outrights where I actually start to consider betting. I think based on what Martin Truex showed at Loudon last week, I think 10-1 is a fair price. I think he has the potential to be very good today. Okay. What are you think that he can win the race today?
I mean, I think he could. I think a top 5's more likely for him now.
Ryan Blaney.
I'm not really on Truex. I mean, I guess he's one of them. I'm not quite sure. He could go either way.
Yeah. Ryan Blaney 15-1. Man, I don't know. Ford just didn't look good. I thought Kevin Harvick was going to run better today, in practice and qualifying than he did. I didn't think that Blaney looked that great. I mean, when we get to the top Ford section, there's a couple cars that I want to talk to you about. But I mean,
one I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, I like Chris Buescher at 9-1. Do you? Dang, I said it yesterday on the show, Coop. Let's go, bro. That's going to win now. When me and you don't talk and we're like this, you just hit the fucking button. I totally agree with you, bro. I totally agree. 9-1 at DK. So we'll be on that. All right. So that says everything you need to know about Ryan Blaney at 15-1. Like, the kid just continues to let me down. I mean, I want to be a fan of this kid, but he continues to let me down. Are you considering him today at 15-1? I don't.
No, I look at him like Larson. He has to get to the front. I think if he falls back to 8th or 9th or 10th, then I think it's just going to slowly fall back to 11th and 12th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I mean, my whole thing is I'm looking for the value, because those top 4 drivers are going to extract and make value for everybody else.
Right. I agree with that. All right. So now we get to the section, the first 2 guys that I actually considered betting, Ross Chastain and Chris Bell, one at 17-1 and one at 15-1. I think Chris Bell could win this race today. I think Ross Chastain could win this race today. I don't care where he's starting. So
Ross has his work put out for him, man.
Yeah, but for Coop, he's got the best pit crew in NASCAR this year, probably.
Right, but
I think that he's going to gain a ton of spots on pit road today.
I don't disagree, but if Ross gets it done, it's going to happen at the end of the race, because the way it works is you have to be within 7 to 12 seconds of the leader in order to short pit. If you're not within that time, you can't short pit because you'll lose a lap. And it's going to take Ross a long time to be able to get in that situation. And he may never even get into that situation. The strategy that Ross is going to play is taking no tires or 2 tires.
Right.
Until he gets up there to be able
until he gets up there, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, Coop, he's going to be up there faster than you and I think he is. I'm telling you. But I do agree, it's tough to move at Pocono. I get it. I understand. But I do think that that pit crew this week is going to be huge. And then Chris Bell at 17-1. Like, I might bet him, bro. I might actually bet him pre-race.
Yep. That's on FanDuel,
all right. No, that was on BetMGM, the 17-1.
Oh.
He's 15-1 at DK and like 14-1, I think, at FanDuel. But 17-1 at BetMGM.
Hold on.
What?
He's 20-1 on FanDuel.
Right now?
Right now.
Hold on. Let me check that, because when I checked before we started, but I'm in a different state than you. So it could just be different. He is
14-1 on MGM for me.
He is. Oh yeah, he is 20-1 now. He was 14-1. Wow. All right, so we agree on Chris Bell. That could definitely be a pull the trigger bet pre-race. After that, I don't know what to think of our boy Willie B, man. He's just not having a good. I know he's got a couple wins. I know we're in the playoffs. I bet him to win the whole thing before the season started, but he just hasn't been there lately.
Look, we can make this easy. Like I said before, if you're not in the top 11, minus maybe Ross Chastain, I have no feelings that you have a chance to win this race because the pit strategy doesn't line up for you. You're going to be too far back. And then, whether you look at, comp tracks, history of Pocono, whatever, the one thing that sticks out is the fastest cars win. All right. And usually it's the fastest cars of the entire year. This year's a little bit different, but like if a Harvick or a Byron get up front, like I think they're just going to get passed right away because they don't have the speed.
So, Bubba, you have at 40-1. I might have bet him at 30-1, but I don't think I did. Because I was going to tell you, but I think I only bet the top 5. But even at 20-1, I think he's one of the cars like Chris Bell that if he looks anything like he did it in Loudon, he's going to be a contender today on another flat track. The only difference is it's longer, and obviously it's a triangle. But yeah, so he could be. I think he could be good. But from there back, right? I mean, Buescher. Yeah, like Buescher at 40-1. I don't know. I don't think they're going to have the speed, though. That's the problem. All right, so now we'll move on. Top 5s. So I wrote down some bets that I wanted to talk to you about. Chris Bell at plus 190 is just downright disrespectful, bro.
You can get him at 200 on MGM.
So, I mean, you don't think that's worth a bet? Plus 200?
Yeah, it's on my list.
Okay, so we already have Bubba top 5, obviously, at 4.5-1. So I wrote Chris Bell down at plus 190 or plus 200. I wrote Marty down at plus 135. And then I wanted to see what you thought about Elliott in that minus 110 range. Those were the 3 that I looked at, and I was like, that's interesting. I do think that Ross could top 5, I guess, at plus 190 or plus 200, but that doesn't interest me as much as the Chris Bell one. That's my favorite.
For me, I'm sticking with what we have in Bubba, obviously, and then Chris Bell.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're in agreement. All right.
Because I think one of them can definitely hit the top 5. I'd be surprised if one of them doesn't, and 2 of them is not unfeasible.
All right, so, yep, we're in lockstep there. Top 10, Chris Buescher plus 140 is a bad bet today. Last night on the show, I was like, man, Chris Buescher at plus 140, that's not a bad bet. But then I thought about it. It is a bad bet, and I'll tell you why. I don't expect many Fords to be in the top 10 today. Maybe 2. Finish in the top 10 probably, and Chris Buescher is 9-1 to be the top Ford. If he finishes in the top 10, there is a very good chance this week that he is a top Ford, and that's why you don't bet the plus 140 and you take him to be the top Ford at 9-1. Do you agree with everything I just said?
100%.
Okay, so we'll stay there Did you like any top 10s, Coop?
No, just the one I had with Bubba. Real quick, back to top 5. There's a gimmicky bet. I think it's on MGM or maybe it's on DK. Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin to finish top 5 plus 275.
Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Oh, I saw that bet. Where is that at DK?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that bet?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I kind of feel like that's not a good enough.
I think the number. I'm kind of surprised the number's not lower, to be honest with you.
I think this week. All right. Well, hold on. Let's stick with manufacturer first. Before we go to the specials. Winning manufacturer: Chevy is plus 110, Toyota plus 130, Ford 5-1. That's really not worth betting to me because I think it's either Chevy or Toyota, and you're not going to make any money either way.
Yeah. Oh, I bet Toyota at the beginning of the week plus 180. So I'm on
okay.
That. And then I bet Toyota to finish first and second at plus 450.
That's in the weekly specials. I'll get there. I have that written down too.
Sorry.
Top. No, it's all right. Top Chevy. Kyle Larson's plus 260. Elliott's plus 260. And then you got Chastain 5-1, 9-1, Suarez 9-1, Reddick 12-1. Who I kind of think Tyler Reddick could be sneaky today. I think he could be sneaky good. But was there anything that you saw on Top Chevy?
No, I think it's between the first four cars you mentioned.
Yeah, I kind of think it's between Elliott and Chastain. All right, so that's a pass. Top Ford, only Chris Buescher. Did you like any other top Fords?
No, I mean, Buescher has shown that when he qualifies in the top 10, he has a knack to be able to stay there.
Yep.
And I think if he, shows the right track position, pit strategy to maintain that track position, it's basically between him, Logano, and Blaney. I think that the number they're showing for him is complete disrespect, for what he's been able to do when he's qualified in the top 10. I think his numbers should be closer to plus 550, plus 600. There's no way in the world he should be, even with Amarola and then more than Harvick.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Totally. Yeah, so I'm just going to bet Buescher. Totally agree. Top Toyota. If I was betting top Toyota today, I would take Bubba and Bell at 8 and 10-1 and shoot my shot against Kyle, Denny, and Marty. That's what I would.
Are Kyle and Denny that much better than Bubba and Bell?
No, I don't think so. No.
Right. Like I completely agree with you. Like you can get 700 for Bell on DK and 900 for Wallace on MGM.
Yeah.
And I do think anything can happen, man. And
Chris Bell beat them all last week.
Right.
I mean, the kid's got a beast of a car.
It's the number. Like if I think that number should be closer to 450 to 550 for both of them.
Yeah.
Than the 700 to 900 there. So I see value in that number.
Yeah, it's like a group. It's like you're taking two guys in a group. All right, so that's the Coop. When me and you were in lockstep and we don't talk about anything all week, bro, it's usually going to be a really good day. Usually. All right, so the weekly specials. You nailed the first one on my list. And that is Toyota finish 1-2 at 4-1. So you bet it earlier in the week at 4.5-1.
Right.
I still like it at 4-1. But I'll be honest. I also have Chevy finishes 1-2 written down at plus 330 because that could happen today. I think.
Yeah, I look at it like this though. Don't disagree with you. But I think there's 4 Toyotas, possibly 5 if you include Marty. I don't think you can include Kurt Busch since he's starting in the back in the backup car. That could, pull it out for you. Whereas with Chevy, you're really banking on Larson. You're really banking on Elliott, which could happen.
Chastain, Suarez.
I just don't know if Chastain's going to get there, man.
I'm telling you, bro, he's going to get up there. I'm telling you right now, he's going to get up there.
I mean, I hope he does. We'll see. But, I just think, and again, like, it's what, plus 330 or something like that.
Yeah.
For Chevy. Like, I'm just gonna stick with Toyota.
Doesn't it? But I'll tell you why.
Because it's very easily like one of them could finish one and the other finish
I don't
two,
think
and
so.
then you're
I
dead
don't
out
think
broke.
so. I don't think so. Not today. I don't think that's going to happen. I think like either Toyota's going to run away today, or Chastain and Elliott and Larson are just going to be better than them. And I think that there is a better chance that Toyota runs away. I agree with you. I think there's a better chance today that Toyota is the manufacturer that runs away. But it could very easily be Chevy 1, 2, and Toyota 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, like, I kind of think it's worth the scrape, because I don't think you're that liable to lose both. I really think that the good manufacturer will show itself today. It won't be a mix and match.
But then again, like, is Chevy that far behind those Chevy cars? Are they that far behind those Toyota cars? Like, I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either, which is why I kind of think that if you're gonna bet the Toyota, you should back yourself up and bet Chevy 1, 2 also.
But then, that's kind of makes me think too that there's a much better probability that one finishes one and the other finishes second.
I guess. I see your point there. I see your point there. All right. Any manufacturer 1, 2, 3 plus 275. Any interest?
Hell no.
Yeah, I'm just no, it means like Chevy could finish 1, 2, 3, Toyota could finish 1, 2, 3.
Oh. What's the number?
Plus 275.
Wait a minute. Plus 275?
Yeah, that's not a great price. That means Toyota would have to run
right.
one.
Why would I bet 275 to finish top three? That
no,
make sense.
I don't disagree.
Are you sure that's how that bet works?
Yeah. But that's
a horrible price.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm just reading. I'm reading the specials down the list. Any team,
but like, shouldn't that be like plus 800 or 900?
Yeah, but Coop, they fuck you at the drive-through. Don't you understand? Don't you understand? Kurt Busch top 3. Somebody says in the chat plus 800. I'll tell you what, man. Kurt Busch would have had a really solid whip this week if he could have kept it. If he could have kept it clean. And he was
driving for the pole, man. He put it all on the line, and
it fucked him, yeah. But that's tough to see this week. Any Team Penske car to win the race at 6-1? No, thank you. Bubba and Ricky finish in the top 10, 7-1. Do you think Ricky Stenhouse could finish in the top 10 this week?
I mean, I think the probability is low. But I wouldn't, shit happens, man. You never know. But I would just rather stick with my plus 400 Bubba, or plus. No, I don't want anything to do with that. Let's move on.
Yeah. Real quick, somebody in the chat says Harvick top 10 even money. I thought that Kevin Harvick would look better coming off last week than he did. What are your thoughts on him? What do you think?
I'm not surprised that he was competing with, the JJ Ellies and the BJ McLeods in the first practice session that he had, man. Car's been absolutely dog shit this year on 1.5-mile tracks or bigger in this particular package. He has some solid results, but the only reason he has some solid results is because he's kept the car clean and others haven't, and he's been able to finish well. His speed's horrible. He's back in the grave, by the way. And I put an extra layer on him because of how bad he pissed me off last week for him.
Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain to finish in the top 5 at 5-1. What do you think about that? Too low.
I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a bigger risk for Chastain to get there.
I kind of like this one, bro. Chris Bell and Tyler Reddick to finish in the top 5 at 12-1. I think that Tyler Reddick has a chance to be sneaky good today. Where
he has a chance to be a top 10 car. I don't know about top 5.
Well, I mean, that's why it's 12-1, right? Because you assume Chris Bell's going to get you there. So it really falls on Reddick. But I don't know. That's not a bad price. Suarez and Chastain, top 5, 10-1. No. Denny and Kyle finish in the top 5. No. That number's too low. That's it. That's really all I see. All right, let's go. There are a couple groups I like, Coop, that I want to talk to you about.
Let's do any head-to-heads first.
Yeah, 2 of them I saw. I like.
Go ahead.
I like Truex over Blaney at -112, and I like Reddick over Kurt Busch at -110.
Can't disagree with you. I mean, I'm not playing them because they're minus numbers. And you know how I feel about playing minus numbers.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to bet them either because I think we have other spots to hit. But I don't mind them. Those were the 2 that I wrote down on the list to talk about.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. What about I'm not going to bet it, but I think Bowman might be able to beat Logano. What do you think?
I think that's possible. What's the price?
Plus 115.
I mean, that's possible. I don't know how much of edge you have in the line, but I think that's possible.
I mean, Alex actually showed more speed off the truck this week than what he has in the past several weeks, so that was encouraging.
All right, so the first one that I have written down is Group 3 on FanDuel. Chris Bell is plus 180 against Will Byron, Joey Logano, and Alex Bowman. I think that if you take Chris Bell at plus 180, think about this. He's plus.
I have it written down.
He's plus 190 to top 5, and he's plus 180 to beat these 3. Come on, click. That's a
I have it written down, and my only thing I was going to ask you is,
don't you poo-poo
are we getting too involved? Is that one that you don't want to?
No, I mean, what define too involved? Normally, lately, I've been shooting.
Well, that would be 3 bets on Bell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. The top 5 and that, and betting them to win the race. I'll tell you what, though, Coop, as long as he finishes the race, it gives us so much protection on our Bell win bet at 20-1. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. I
look at it like this, all right? When I took Noah at the beginning of the week, I got him at 9-1, but I was able to get his top 5 at even money, and I backed that up, thinking, hey, if he doesn't win the race, I'm going to get my money back and make a little bit of money off of the top 5. Because, I mean, his top 5 numbers on mile-and-a-half tracks, was very good in that.
The bottom line is that we know Chris Bell should have a top 5 car today. If it all breaks right, he should. So, all right. So,
can I tell you what your next group is? You said you like 2 of them.
Yeah, but it's not on FanDuel or DK. It's on Bet365.
Okay, I'm still gonna get it. All right.
All right, okay. Go ahead.
Because you've been a Ross Chastain homer the whole show.
No, it's not. Wait, is it? Oh, he is one of them. Yeah.
It's Ross Chastain plus 300 over Truex, Blaney, and Harvick.
I was going to take Ross Chastain and Truex against Blaney and Harvick because
what are you getting Truex at?
Plus 220.
See, you can't do that on DK because it's 180.
Yeah, plus 220 and plus 260 Do you think that's not bad for a straight?
I mean, no. If I was able to get the plus 200 numbers, I would do it.
So basically, you and I didn't talk all week and wrote the same exact bets down.
Basically,
we are gonna have a day.
But I mean, do you think Ross can beat Marty? Straight up?
Maybe. I think he's gonna get up there, and if he gets up there, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, plus 300 is a good number.
That is a good number. I'll probably take him there and then take Truex. But do I think that Chastain can beat Marty today? Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like, to me, Marty's. I don't know. I could see Marty just finishing in 8th or 9th, wherever he's starting.
Sure. I agree. Totally. All right, let's. How many? Before we go, we got about 10 minutes. How many laps is the first stage?
I was going to ask you the same question. I think it's 35. Hold on 1 minute. Keep talking.
I know that the fuel window is like 36 to 39.
Correct.
I thought it was 30, 65, 65.
Hold on.
Yeah, 30, 65, 65.
It is 30.
Yep, Prerace, 30. All right, so
I know it's 30 or 35, but yeah, good.
Do you have stage 1 lines yet?
No.
I only see stage 1 matchups, not stage 1. I don't see any winners on Bet365 yet.
Like, I think that for stage 1,
let's talk strategy. What do you think it's Kyle or Denny?
Yeah, but I think the numbers on them 4 drivers are going to be so low, man.
What do you think?
Be hard to bet more.
You know what people don't realize, man, is how long it takes for them to get around Pocono one time. Like when you saw 35 laps to go and you saw Gragson starting to make the move, you know he had all the time in the world to get there with 35 to go. So I do think that if there are cars that are better on the long run than Kyle Busch and Denny, they will have the opportunity to catch them, I think. Don't you?
Yeah, but I think that there's a very, very, very good chance that all of these top cars short pit as long as they're within 12 seconds, because they know how freaking important track position is. And if they don't short pit, they're going to lose that track position.
You think that there's a chance that Kyle and Denny go in before stage 1 ends?
You know how important track position is, right?
Of course, yeah.
All right. So you have to be within 10 to 12 seconds of the leader, all right? And if you stay out, all right, and you know that all those cars that are back in there can't pit, you're going to be competing with them. Like, I think it really depends upon how many cars are within, that window. And then, I mean, you're potentially giving up a lot of freaking track position.
So you're potentially saying that we might as well just stay away from stage 1 today.
Yeah, I'm staying away from them.
They're both 4-1, by the way. We hit Marty last. Oh yeah. By the way, if you watched this show last week, and I'm saying this on the DFS show too, you hit Marty stage 1 at 4-1. You hit Harvick to be the top forward at plus 380. You hit Gibbs to win the race at plus 210. We absolutely smashed it for you. All right, I guess that's it. I guess that. All right, pick a winner. Who wins? Just we gave out the bets that we like. Gun to your head, who wins today? I'm saying I don't know yet. gun to your head, who wins?
Last time I was on a driver really early in the week, like he came out and won.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So I'm sticking with Bubba.
Here we go. All right, you're sticking with Bubba?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like this pick, but I think I'm going to make this pick. Denny Hamlin wins today. Barring a penalty. Yeah, which he's averaging about 2 a week. So, all right, but if he loses a lap from a couple penalties, my pick will be Chase Elliott again. I think Chase gets it done again, but I won't bet him unless I have to. But I will probably have money on Chris Bell pre-race to win the race at 20-1. Other than that, I'm not really sure yet.
Do you think there's a scenario where Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin, let's say they're first and second, and they get a 4-second lead, 20 laps into the race, and we can get an 800 or 900 number on Elliott or Larson, or do you think they're just going to keep it and then move the other two down?
I think it depends if Toyota, like if Denny and Kyle dominate a large portion of the race, then yeah, I think we are going to be able to get good numbers. And we know, like, just because you're dominating at the midway point doesn't mean you'll be dominating at the end. So, but yeah, I think we may have the opportunity. Now, Adam Meyer said Denny is up to plus 650 on FanDuel now. So I guess Kyle's taking money. And he's 6-1. Oh, the odds are going up, Coop. Elliott 7-1 now. Larson 7-1. Truex 11-1 now. What is happening? Oh, you love to see this by the sports books. All right, that's it, boys. Coming up next, you got the baseball show with Dunkel and Joey Work and Holden. And then at 1 o'clock, Coop and I will be on the DFS side with JJ to talk more about NASCAR betting and DFS primarily. So other than that, we will see KegCast subscribers at like 3:30. And regardless if you tail me or you fade us, we hope your action runs pure. We'll see you next weekend. Later.